Do you have any special pieces of clothing that you like to wear? I put this on my head one day. It's a neck warmer. And I just like the way it looked up there.
That's Olivia.
And I'm not usually a hat person, but I like the way that looked on my head.
Olivia is more than a guitar. She's a really good friend.
And I kind of like this too. So we went to this, got the scarves. We went to the, mask. So you carry a mask around with you, and then you get to put it up sometimes. I kind of like just seeing out through this little slot here sometimes.
Olivia is a healer.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not promoting anything right now. I'm just talking about things that happen in my mind. Little, if I have to wear the mask, sometimes I realize, I kind of like hiding. I wonder what that is. I don't have to make an opinion or a judgment about the idea right away. Sometimes we take something that we see or notice, and then we think that we need to immediately form an opinion about it. But we don't always have to form an opinion right away. And it's a beautifully freeing experience. Take it from someone who once thought I was my opinions. I thought I was my thoughts. I thought I was my emotions. But it turns out I am not my thoughts and my emotions. I am something deeper than that. I am me. I am me. Who is this me that you're talking about? Well, I've known quite a few different me's in my time. Do 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 do. Eli's wanting out the door. Do 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 do. You ready to get out, Eli? Yeah. Won't you be, please won't you be, please won't you be my neighbor? Uh-oh. Life is the great humbling. Watch me stumbling o'er the obvious of obstacles, and in those day crescendos we befriend those demons swimming in the shallows of our mind. The great illusion of our time, the fruit is falling from the vine. From the vine. Take this fallen angel, please untangle these dreads of insecurity and draw me toward the center. Here comes winter, flies are squeezing through the window pane, hungry, angry, lonely. tired. I feed these desperations with a smile. With a smile, yeah. With a smile. With a smile, yeah. You know, sometimes life can be painful. One thing I learned for myself is that it's not helpful for me to give myself a hard time about being a human. I used to somehow become very angry with myself for not performing like I wanted to. So who was that was angry, and who were they angry at? It seems like I'm split sometimes, like there's different parts of me. These parts of me that are very fearful, these parts of me that are angry, confused, lonely, upset. I used to think that whenever I felt those things, that was me. Now I understand that that's my small mind. And there is no obligation to allow the small mind to run the show. I enjoy myself as an open, kind, compassionate, gentle, caring human being. And I have had the opportunity to relate to other people in this way, and I find it delightful. I love to meet people. I love to be with people. And sometimes I have challenging experiences with people, yes, because I'm sure we all understand. Is there a gentle way to approach life? Is there a way we can take care of ourselves and also not compromise the core of who we are? I am humbled, I am broke. I gave myself away by mirror and by smoke. Gospel man with feet of clay, I gave myself away. I gave myself away. I gave myself myself away, yeah. I gave myself away. Mountains move beneath my hand, the earth and sky obey my every command. Breathing underneath the waves, I gave myself away. I gave myself away. I gave myself away, yeah. I gave myself away. Rise up, deeper power, deeper power, deeper power. God is hot and God is cold. I felt the Spirit give me meek and give me bold. Naked is the way I came, so I give myself away. I give myself away. Give myself away. I give myself away. I give myself away. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I give myself away. Rise up. Deeper power, deeper power, deeper power, rise up. Spirit, rise up. Spirit, rise up. Spirit, rise up. Sweet Spirit, rise up. Spirit of love, compassion, generosity, compassion, generosity, freedom. Love, 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 rising up from the people now. Rising up from the people now. Rising up from the people now. Rising up. Rising up, say, rising up from the people now. Rising up, yeah, yeah, yeah. Rising up from the people now. Rising up, rising up, rising up. Rising up from the people now, rising up. Joy, love, peace, understanding, wisdom. Yeah, 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 yeah. Love, 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 love. I give myself away. I give myself away. I give myself away, yeah. I give myself away. That's an interesting phrase, isn't it? I give myself away. That's another one of those ideas, kind of like holding on and letting go. I give myself away. In one sense, we are encouraged to be in service to our fellow human beings, to give away our lives. But then there is one way, or maybe many ways, in which we may give away our lives that don't quite hit the mark, right? What is the life well lived? Yes? That's one of those ancient questions. What is the life well lived? Sometimes it helps me when I begin putting these questions that I come up with for myself in the context of history and find out who may have been asking these questions before me. Sometimes it's just nice to know that somebody has been asking these questions, right? That these are questions that seem to come to us. Sometimes we believe that we have a vision of a life well lived, and we do everything that we know to bring that life into being. And sometimes it comes into being, and then life happens sometimes. Details, right? We're interested right now in the universal story, right? We each have our own experience, yes. Our own experience of coming into a deeper understanding of what's going on here. What's going on here among us? Where do we find love today? And how can we nurture that love? How can we acknowledge the one in one another? How can we come together and make peace? These are large questions, right? I don't think they have to have an immediate answer. Sometimes it's just in the presenting of the question. It's like I mentioned earlier, a lot of times what we'll do is when we hear a big idea, we immediately want to attach some kind of opinion or judgment or be right about something on the idea, take a side, right? And then we end up in some kind of defense posture or attack posture. And I believe that we learn there are different ways that we learn, aren't there? I went to the Army basic training, and the way that I learned there was by being afraid. Because I knew if I didn't do good, I would be punished. That's one way of learning, isn't it? There's at least one other way of learning. There's learning with joy. There's that creative way that we can learn when we become emotionally involved in a situation, intellectually involved. We invest our time, right? We can learn from others, can't we? When we don't assume that we already know everything they do. There's a way of being open. is, how do we stay open if we're trying to protect a point of view? And I wonder why we might be protecting that point of view in the first place. Just questions, right? Once again, we don't have to form an immediate opinion around them or pretend like we know the question. Maybe we do know some things about it. Yeah, that's okay too, right? Are we aware of what we know and what we don't know? You know, there are some things that we know that we don't know about. Like, oh yeah, that, oh, I know nothing about that. And then there are things that we don't even know that are out there that we don't know about. There are things out there, there are ideas, situations, people, circumstances. That we don't even know about. Isn't that interesting? And what if sometimes when we feel threatened, I wonder if it could be there's something that we just don't know about. And instead of trying to understand it, what we do sometimes is we close off to it. And we don't really do an investigation of our own. And maybe we rely on the newsmakers to interpret it for us. You know, I mean, it's big business to create an audience for a news channel, right? So there's a reason why it's kind of like junk food. You know, I don't know that we intentionally engineered it this way, but it causes us, we want it. It has the things that our ancient bodies needed all the time. So when it's around, we're going to eat it, right? It's the same with the news right now. It's like, and the artificial intelligence on or scrolling social media, you know, where it's like, it knows, it's learning what we want, right? And we're feeding, you know, the financial being, the macro ego structure of the financial system. Is that I don't know. It's kind of like acknowledging the ego in myself. I'm not going to do any good by going to war with it. Yes, there are a lot of questions. And it's okay to not have the answers. Sometimes being informed can just mean, yeah, knowing that there's suffering out there. We stay open if we choose. We try to learn something new every day. Sometimes that can get difficult as we get older. If you should take the A train, you'll find that you get where you're going if you hurry. If you should take the A train, find that you'll get where you're going, if you'll hurry. If you hurry, if you hurry. Yes, my friend. Sometimes we can have questions, and we can also have peace. And we don't necessarily have to lock down on any one opinion or judgment. And this can be our practice. And of course, there will be times in this world when we're having interactions with other people when those things will come and we will see them. But at that point, we're becoming understanding of ourselves, yes? And how we begin to notice and observe our own opinions and judgments and maybe begin to treat them as they are, mere thought constructions, right? And who knows where this leads? I'm not giving instruction on how this is to be administered. This is just a vague suggestion of having a practice of understanding the world while understanding where and when and how my opinions and judgments are forming, right? So possibly after we engage in this process for years, maybe we have some kind of different awareness when we are in those interactions, right? And maybe we can see around and through things that we might not have been able to see before, right? So it's this practice of forgiveness, really, this releasing, this letting go, understanding that we have a mind and we can make this choice. I'm trying to put it in the most universal terms that I possibly can, to be as helpful to as many people as possible, because we all have practices, right? I have a history in Christianity, and I've moved I hope to move completely out of that and became a militant kind of atheist thinking person. But then recently, in the past couple of years, I've understood how to integrate those thoughts that came from the Christ, while not subjecting myself to the exclusivism, what I once called fundamentalism. That was a problem in my own heart, right? So yeah, maybe there's a language that's more universal, that's helpful, and hopefully we can speak that, while not being afraid to be who we are, right? There's some interesting conversation going on about that stuff out there in the world, isn't there? I wish you well. I wish you clarity and peace. I wish you to be free of your own judgment. I wish only for the deepest love for you. The deepest love. The deepest love. Yes. But we don't always have to form an opinion right away. May we be found in the one. May we release our judgments and our opinions. And may we be embraced by love.